Welcome back. Talking Missouri Valley Conference football this week and the impact of the Valley decision to postpone the fall football season and try to play it next spring. The University of North Dakota was set to play its first season in the Valley this year, but that is on hold. And MidcoSN's Alex Heinert was in Grand Forks on Monday to talk with UND head coach Bubba Schweigert.
Bubba Schweigert, on a normal season, we'd be getting ready to kick off the second week of fall camp, gearing up for the start of a fall campaign. Obviously, this is not a normal season. Just kind of talk me through how you and this team have processed the last week or so with the information that fall football is not going to happen this year for the University of North Dakota.
Well, it really was 24 hours at a time, just getting new information. We were one of the teams that felt like we were a leader in the area. We had tested the last 5 weeks, so we had a plan how we deal with the testing and knew there would have to be adjustments made to practice schedules and training. And as it got closer to starting date, we pushed it back a couple different times, and then obviously reality set in Friday night when a decision was made to not have a fall conference football season. So trying to be patient, trying to be thoughtful how we move forward. That's what we're doing, and that's what we're asking the team to do too, is be patient and listen for directions.
Yeah, you got to assume there was disappointment in that room because they've been working all spring and all summer, building up to this. And really up until last week, there still was the hope, even if a couple of games had been called off, that this was going to take place. It takes a tough kid mentally to be able to grind through that now and press on and look forward to the spring.
Yeah, it is tough. The guys put in a lot of time and effort, and I think it's hardest on the players. Then there's, coaches and administration that work very hard to help us to get to the season. And we had a number of good signs as we were moving forward, and then we had some setbacks around the country that I think everybody was watching and just trying to figure out and learn from each other how we could get this done. And then the reality sets in and that we aren't going to be doing it. And you got to be tough, you got to be mentally tough, and you're going to get through it, and eventually we'll get through the pandemic. We're going to have a season again and get back out on the field. But, the unknown is the hardest thing to deal with at this time.
It obviously is going to be a while before you maybe can get a plan together for what the fall might look like. But how do you go about that process of deciding when to practice, how much to practice, when games might not be until March of 2021?
Well, we approach things all the time, like what is the best for our football team? Obviously, we watch what is going on around the country and around our conference, but we need to make decisions what we feel is best for our team. We had a number of breaks in our summer training, so our initial plan would be to get some consistent training done. And then we'll see what the NCAA allows as far as getting back out and doing the actual football stuff. But we want to keep improving our team, keep improving individuals, and improving ourselves as coaches. Those are the things we want to really take a good look at. How do we do that best at this unique and challenging time?
This wasn't what anybody wanted, but if you want to spin it positively, you do have now a couple more months to get acclimated to a new conference, which you've been talking about for a long time. You got a couple of freshman quarterbacks that are vying for the starting role. They have a little more opportunity now to kind of get their feet wet in college. New defensive coordinator as well. It's not all bad, right? You get an opportunity still to play a season in the spring, get those guys a little more seasoning before it starts.
Yeah, it is what it is. You got to make the best of it, and there are some silver linings in this. I talked to our coaches, and this past weekend, we should have been practicing or would have been practicing, and I encourage them to, have a great time with their family, friends, whatever they can do to kind of help make it better. There's some things that, and we love this game, we love coaching, the players want to play, we want to play, but we're faced with something that we haven't dealt with forever, and now we got to find ways to be positive and come out of it with a positive thought process. And one of it is, how do you keep improving as a individual, an individual player? How do we improve our team? And we've got a lot of young guys. We're really, our roster, we are a young football team, so we've got to take advantage of this time to keep developing our team. So, Alex, I think you're absolutely right. We can make some good out of this situation.